Hello, everybody. I'm Charles Anderson, just a guy from Goodwell, Oklahoma. I've got a really great video game idea. That said, it's going to be a while before I get back onto the full steam on developing it again. Such a setback. But hey, today I'm talking about Tonegod and skinning your own UI for your video game as you want to make it, and I'm talking more specifically on skinning the default controls that come with Tonegod. And we're going to pick up pretty much straight from last video. Of course, I have basic game, and you'll see a new project here, skinning. And of course, still have the Tonegod GUI library just loaded up there. Like I said, pretty much from last video. Now I have activated the use the UI audio. It's not on by default, and neither is use custom cursors. So, yeah, these are two things that you have to actively make sure to, hey, I want to use it. So let's go ahead and run and check out the differences. So here's our example from the last video, and you'll notice that the cursor looks different also. Various cursors are used for the, resize points and so on, and also sound. So yes, Tonegod comes with some cursors and sound for like when you hover over the button and when you press the button. So I'll be skinning that. And as far as skinning, I think I'll go with cow theme. Yeah, why not? I've actually recorded this video quite a few times trying to get right frame rates and stuff for a good download or upload to YouTube. Okay, so let's see. Let us start off. I've got my checklist. So that's the recap plus the new behavior. Done. Next up, structure. Okay, so the structure in Tonegod for the I guess if you want to make an asset pack for Tonegod or as a community contribution, here's the parsers. But you're probably pretty good either copying one of these and, just altering them and then uploading them or whatnot. This is the default look, and of course I reference it properly here. Since it's a library in my project, this is the proper reference because in the library the root directory is, here's Tonegod GUI, style, default, and style map. I say default, it's def. Totally deaf, man. And inside, for that package, everything is correctly defined. So, all of your images are usually, for this, are usually in the same directory as the control that uses it most. And in common, we have the cursors and the audio that's used. And wave is perfectly acceptable. I'll go more over these items in later sections, but right now, referencing correctly. So what I've done is I copied over the default folder. I called it utterly. Do the whole cow thing. Made some cow things. Got a cow font, cow cursors, cow sounds, all that good stuff. And so I've done the whole artistic thing, and now I'm going to put it into my video game. All right. Now, very important. I'd recommend once you get this thing, I recommend you put it under interface, mostly because I somehow completely, when I tossed this into my project the first time, I kind of tossed it in with my source packages. jMonkeyEngine doesn't like that. This is what this looks like now. And I think this is part of the holdover from 3.0 to 3.1, but if you don't put it in the right place at the first time, yeah, kind of got to scrub the project. Right now, if I could throw it into this project and I'd be able to run it, but I would not be able to clean and build it because of assets are put into a different jar than your source code. And so when you do a clean and build with your assets in with your source code, that becomes a circular reference, and yeah, you just can't build. So I messed up this project. Of course, I'm going to be throwing stuff in here because this is the one that doesn't rely on the stuff that I'm using. So yeah, when you come in here and you throw something into these folders, it will automatically create a folder named that in the root directory, and this whole mess does not happen. So if you see this on your 3.1 project, scary, scary. All right, right, I'm going to be using this. So, you toss it in there. I'm going to use interface because, GUI makes sense. So I have my utterly folder, and now I need to make sure that I make the changes to properly reference everything. Now here I have some artifacts. The correct way to reference in the XML when you've got all your artwork done is that you need your interface, the name of your skin, and on down to the base right there. So I'm going to come in here. Let's copy this, shall we? All right. Now I'm going to go save this because, like I said, I've done this a few times before, so I'll just save it. Let's go to something else. So, like, you're going to be doing a bunch of these changes, and each one of them have to be done. Do not follow this as an example because I haven't finished. It's just the completionist in me. But let's go to one that yeah. So you need to make sure to go through each files because anytime an image is used, it's going to refer to the image that you alter here, or not alter, or however. But really neat tool. Good old replace. Control H. And like me, I already have this filled out because this is multiple recording. So you find what, and there's the old correct reference, and you just need to replace it with the next correct reference, replace all, save it, and then on down the road. So let's see. Oh, this one is one of those. You know what? It's interesting that I make a section on correct referencing because that's really it's silly stuff like this that will get you every time. And so you just go through the whole list and make sure that the references are correct. And the reason that you need to do this for 3.1 is, hey, assets are separate from source, and so there we go. And when you go to refer to it in your application, interface utterly. And so, like I said, this one's ready to go. Now, oh, wow. Okay, sorry, there's referencing. Okay, next up, cursors. All right, so cursors, 3 file types that are accepted. I know for Windows for sure. Not sure about Mac. Not sure about Linux. But you guys can repeat this on your own platforms and let me know in the comments below. I'm using YouTube-isms. Yay! And but yeah, Windows or Java for Windows has 3 valid types of files that you can use for cursors. Now, GIMP can make .ico, and cursor.cur is very similar to ICO in that it's pretty much the same data format and very readable by Java. It's just that it also has its hotspot defined. Now, the reason we can use ICO for video games in Java, or jMonkeyEngine in Java, is that in your cursors.gui, you also, and if you ever need to get rid of this, just hit escape. There we are. In your file, it also defines your hotspot. So, and the format is, like you see, 329 here. Well, it's good old sector 1, so 1, 2, 3, 29, and it looks like this is a 32 by 32 icon just because 29. Then I see a 16 by 16, so that's pretty much midpoint on 32 by 32. So that's pretty much it for cursors. For my example, I have found on the internet, some animated icons. So I've got some cow animated icons, or animated cursors in here. So .ico, .cur, and .ani should be all valid. Okay, so that covers cursors. Yay. Sounds. All right. Well, relatively next door in common, we have a listing of all the sounds. Now, you'll notice that I have .ogg files. And now for me, the reason that I went with .ogg is because Java and ogg, it's like peas and carrots. It's like peanut butter and jelly, They go together very well. And come on, Charles. There we are. So we've got our Wave and ogg. So if you'll notice here, I've got an ogg version and Wave. Both are valid. It's just ogg just has a lighter file size, and I just like that. Makes for smaller distributions, distribution file sizes. There we go. But yeah, you can use either, and the sound definitions. Anytime you refer to what event that you want and the sound that you attach to it. All right, so fonts in jMonkeyEngine. Now, this uses the Atlas font style. So, in other words, it takes these TrueType fonts, converts it to pre-rendered Atlas, and then just takes out the little cuts that it needs to stamp out, your letters. So, to add a font, you need to install your TrueType font into your system. Okay, there is an exception because I say there is an exception. Come on. Oh, right, new. And it's right here on my quick list, but I'll go ahead and show you. Here under GUI, for other file types, we have a font. And so all the fonts that you've installed into your system are in this list. Now I'm going to make an exception here because Dark Monkey, it's the face. So, but what my module Dark Monkey does is it actually temporarily installs the Deja Vu font set. So if your computer doesn't naturally have Deja Vu, it'll show up on this list because jMonkeyEngine's running. Dark Monkey's part of it. Dark Monkey has Deja Vu in with it, and it temporarily installs it into the system listing. So it's not actually installed, but it shows up because it's running. It's oh God. Anyway, so hey, here's Moo Girl right here. Look at that. Yeah, if you take a look at the blog for Dark Monkey, you'll see how to do that if you want to temporarily install a font, but it's not really worth that because I just wanted the font for usage when my look and feel was being used. All right, so you choose your the way that you want it to look, because once it gets stamped, and here's the Atlas. Once you get it stamped onto the Atlas, you're set. Of course, I used plain, and I had like some letter spacing, and more importantly, I had some padding to get some separation between these letters. So this is a limited font set, it's not the full set, and of course if you need to make it bigger, 256, 512, 1024, 2048, good old powers of 2, can't go wrong. And then once you're finished, it makes the definition, where the where all the bits are stuff is at. And then here's your Atlas, and done. Now it shows up under Interface, Fonts folder, and then of course you can grab it and move it into your Look and Feels Fonts folders, or did I just say look and feels? Your Tonegod UI skin. There we are. And just make sure to properly reference. Like me, I just shifted the default font. I'm pretty sure you can make your own font names and refer to them in your code. So there's Moo Girl, done, and there. Boop. All right, so hey, we're at the final bit. We've skinned all, images. We've skinned sounds, cursors. And are we ready for this hideous blasphemy that is a cow UI? Just same exact program, just using new and horribly done stuff. And I've changed my style. Going to use that style. And so we're going to use the audio and the custom cursors. So let's check it out. Oh yeah, that is hideous. Really? Phone call at this time? Be right back. Oh, jeez. Yay, computer business. Okay, so that's out of the way. All right, so as you can see here, we have our animated cow icon, and oh, look at that. Oh, our cow is helping us move the window. Oh, yes. Now, you'll notice that for the window graphic, whatever is put down there gets stretched to cover the whole area. So that's part of that behavior. So yeah, it'll handle simple patterns or gradients pretty well, but yeah, it gets stretched out. To my knowledge, there is no repeat X, repeat Y. You'd have to program that in yourself and do the calculations. Possibly make a extension of the window control or whatnot. You've got the library. So if you want the repeat X, repeat Y, maybe some decorations where you can add little fiddly bits. Moo. Oh yes. Moo. Moo. Oh hey, we just pooped out a window. Moo. So yes, your styling affects your font color while it's by itself, while it's highlighted, while it's being pressed, and so on and so forth. So there we are, one hideous cow theme. And this shows you the default behavior that I know of for Tonegod. All right, let's see. That's pretty much it for this video, and thanks for watching. Hopefully it's useful to you. This is for my own reference as well as, to help you all out. And I am on Patreon. Please support. It would be great. I would just recommend the $1 thing. Buy me a soda. All right. Y'all have fun, and I'll see you on next video where I think on next video I'll show off the subscreen class OSR bridge and have some fun with hollow panels. I mean, I did a video previously, but I don't think I went into depth on it very much. Okay, y'all have fun.